He arrived maybe about 15 minutes to 3, and he was like, "Mom, a stranger took me." And I cried.
A kindergartner is mistaken for another student and wrongly picked up and taken away from a Scarborough school by Children's Aid. The Toronto District School Board calls it a horrible case of mistaken identity. The boy's mom calls it her worst nightmare.
I just thought, what could he have been thinking through that ride, you know?
A 6-year-old boy wrongly taken away from his school, put into a Children's Aid Society van and taken on a 3-hour ride Tuesday. His mother says it wasn't until she got an automated call from his school telling her that her son was not in class that anyone knew something was wrong.
So I called and I said, "How is it that my son's absent when I dropped him to school in the morning?" And she said, "Give me a second, I'm gonna check."
Her son goes to Walter Perry Public School in Scarborough. The mother says she was then told by staff the boy's grandmother had picked him up, something she knew was impossible.
I nearly fainted about 4 times, and that's when I started to make my walk down to the school.
The Toronto District School Board says in reality, a driver for Children's Aid came to the school around noon and asked for a child only by their first name. 2 children attend Walter Perry Public School with that name. A staff member then assumed it was the woman's son and pulled him out of class, telling him his grandmother was waiting.
He went, and once he seen that, he stated that that's not my grandmother. He said that's when, therefore, the driver took him by the arms and brought him to the car and roughly placed him inside the vehicle.
We're not naming anyone in order to not identify the child in care of the CAS. Children's Aid refused to answer any of our questions tonight on pickup protocol, citing client confidentiality.
It would appear to be a horrible case of mistaken identity. This should never have happened.
The Toronto District School Board says a full investigation is underway.
We're offering any supports that we can to the parent and her child.
Is it not the school's responsibility to know which child they're handing over?
Absolutely. This should not have happened.
This mother says she's since received an apology from the school's principal and superintendent, but she says sorry can't erase her afternoon of panic. How long were you kind of left in the dark where you didn't know where your son was?
For about an hour.
And how did that feel?
At that point, I felt like I failed my son, because no matter what, it's my responsibility to keep him safe.
The Toronto District School Board tells me that 1 staff member has been sent home pending the outcome of the investigation. Now, a City News viewer shared this story with us. If you have a news tip, here's how you can get in touch with us.